Hi guys, welcome back to Dan's Reef, and today you join me for a unboxing of my new small reef tank, my first Nano reef. It is the UNS LA90, so let's get it unboxed and we'll see what it comes with and we'll go from there. Thank you. So I'll just explain quickly how this arrived to my house. It was on a Weir pallet and it was wheeled to my front door, and it was double strapped with two straps to the pallet, wrapped in black shrink film over the top of that, and then the tank itself, once off the pallet, had some clear shrink wrap going around the center with just the two cardboard inserts top and bottom. It's got the model number on the top there, and it's got a little bit of buff there if you want to pause that. And then down on this side again, it's got the 90LA version 2. So I'm not sure what they've changed from version 1, and it's got the size on there. So 90 centimeters long, 30 front to back, 30 tall, and it's got the inches there as well. But let's get it unboxed. Not that there's much to unbox, and then we'll have a look what it comes with. So I've just took the tank out of the top and bottom cardboard inserts, and quite surprisingly, to my surprise, it does actually come with a self-leveling mat, which is nice, and it's got a little embossed S on the one side, so that's good. And I'll just show you. The self-leveling mat is quite nice and thick, so that's quite nice. So the tank is now on the self-leveling mat. Really nice and easy to get on. Fits really nice. There's a little UNS logo down on that corner, which looks quite nice. Very clean. Looks really nice. The filter chamber section, you can see the first section there. It's got a half square, so it's just missing the front edge as it comes into the filtration department. So the top lid I've unpacked, and that's completely glass, semi-transparent, really nice. Your box contents is on there, which we will open in a second, and then the instructions. Let's have a look at the instructions first. So the instructions are really nice and simple, just gives you an overview. I think it's displaying a UNS 60A on the picture, but it just gives you an overview of how to set your stuff up, whether you're going to run the filter socks, skimmer, and it just gives you an example of where you can run in the compartments. Inside the box, that's how it's presented, so let's just get the stuff out. So inside the box you get a foam quite coarse insert for the first chamber. That's going to be more if you're running this as a freshwater setup. They've obviously changed the outlet now, so they're now giving you a random flow generator on the nozzle, which is quite nice. It comes with a acrylic black piece for your, just to raise that off the middle chamber for a bit more flow. It comes with two bio blocks, which can obviously sit on that piece if you wish. And then the actual return pump itself has got the UNS sticker on there. It's a Sigma 15. It's got a UK standard plug for me, obviously, and it's got a little outlet, 90-degree fitting to attach to the tank, and then the box itself, again, nicely presented. And then just on the side of the box gives you the specs of the pump. So I normally work in litres, so yeah, 900 litres an hour. So it's not super powerful, but we'll see how it does. Hopefully might be good enough for a while. Just to note, the pump has got an adjustment dial on it to increase and decrease the flow depending on what fish, especially if you're going freshwater. You can always turn that down, and it's got a little attachment which I've not pushed all the way into the pump, and that's obviously to connect our rubber hose to. So I've attached the outlet and the random flow generator, and the pump does actually sit very nicely inside the bottom, completely flush. It has got rubberized feet. The hose length is perfect. Obviously the actual tank has got the little viewing windows, so you can see the height of the inlet chamber and the pump section. And that's with the lid on, so really nice. It has got a couple of cutouts for cable management. The pump cable is only very thin, so I suspect you could get another cable thin through there, and obviously you've got one this side for your heater, and there is a wider channel at the back where you could run them all through the center if you wished and keep it all neat. It does allow you, I suppose, to get some sort of mount, possibly. I will measure that though to check the diameter of that. So I've just measured it, and that gap between the back of the glass and the lid is approximately 12 mil. So you've got 12 mil to play with front to back. So the only other thing to note, what I did with this UNS LA90 was it doesn't come with a white base from factory. It will just be clear, but obviously once it's on the black self-leveling mat, it would obviously just look black. But I decided to do it white, and it was mainly because I just wanted that clean aesthetic look. I am going to be running sand in this, but the reason why I did it was because if I just quickly show you on my current 5-foot tank, sometimes you do get sand blown about and you end up with these patches from wave makers. So rather than it showing through black, I thought if it shows through white, it might look a little bit nicer. And although I didn't do a bad job, I have just noticed I did manage to mark the wrap in the middle of the tank, but that's not going to matter too much because there's going to be some rock work in the center, but at least on the whole, it is covered. And also if you look at the larger UNS tanks, all of their bases are white from factory, so I was just trying to sort of mirror that clean aesthetic look. But other than that, that is how it's presented. And of course the main standout feature with these tanks is the 45-degree Mitre edge on the glass itself, and that's on all 4 corners. It looks really sleek. The front edge is like really minimal, so I really do like that. Silicone work again is really clean, and I'll just show you this side again, really clean. That 45-degree mitered edge is really nice. And then if we look at the front of the tank, again looks really nice apart from my dodgy wrap. So if you look at the rear of the tank, it's got a nicely finished plastic-ish trim to the back, and it's also the same as what is on the sides. Really nice finish. Again, at the rear, you've got your 45-degree mitered angles on both sides, but generally the overall finish to the glass is really nice. It's definitely, you know, sort of a more premium Nano aquarium for us folks in the UK. I know you guys in the US have had these out for a little while now, but it's really nice to see them finally landing in the UK. Just to give you a general idea of what it can look like with a 30-inch AI blade mounted directly to the top. I've only put one of the little plastic covers on because of the cable on the other end, because I've just pinched that off my 5-foot. But yeah, really nice, nice and sleek. Obviously you can mount the blades directly to the top of this, or you can hang them a little bit higher up, but it gives you a little bit of a an idea anyway. The only other thing to note, if you are planning on using these UNS systems for a reef, if you want to add a filter sock, you can also pick up the filter sock attachment, and that gives you a square insert which will give you a edge along the front, which sits on top of the current setup in here. And you can pick that up for around 10 UK pounds. It'd be about 13 US dollars for you guys in the States. And there is also a skimmer, a UNS skimmer, that will fit easily into that middle chamber, and I believe they're around 90 UK pounds. Should be about 120 US dollars. They're currently on back order here, so they're about a 3 to 4 week wait, but you can purchase them, and that way you can get this set up more to a reef. The other option is without a filter sock is you would probably still need the square insert, but I suspect you could probably run some filter floss in that first chamber to catch most of the detritus and rubbish really. So there you go guys, that was my little unboxing of the UNS LA90. So why did I go with this tank? Well, I first saw this tank displayed at Aqua 2025, which was a aquarium event reef show in the Midlands in the UK. That was back in September this year. Charterhouse Aquatics managed to get these over from the States, and they're also stocking the larger UNS tanks also, which is absolutely phenomenal systems. They had the 4-foot 120 on display at Aqua 2025, again amazing. They had all of the smaller UNS Nano tanks, and I was just sort of blown away by particularly this tank because of just the dimensions of it. I'm a sucker for Peninsula aquariums, large or small. We're going to do something a little bit different with it in terms of the stocking. So yeah, if you're interested in that, then follow, and I'll be back and I'll see you guys soon for when we get this thing wet, and we'll go from there. But as always guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you've got any questions on this UNS LA90, then let me know. But until next time, happy reefing, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you.